Good. I will try to keep it easy and short. It's late and I think everyone is tired. So I bring the marketing commercial presentation to the session, I think. My name is Esther. I work in marketing at NXP. I focus a lot on MPUs, but my colleagues from the UK could not attend, so I will try to cover also microcontrollers and software in general. Sorry if I say something wrong, but I will try my best. So first, why we try to, let's say, focus on Zephyr as an XP. We have been, let's say, platinum members or key members of the Zephyr community since 2016, mainly because we try to provide, let's say, good support to our customers and be able to prioritize their requirements, easy design, reduce the time to market, and make sure that the development of the product is fulfilling, let's say, the requirements. Zephyr project highlights, it has been mentioned during the previous, I think, like 5 presentations, so I will skip here. And mainly, I will say how we are seeing the market changing and our customers, at least in Central Europe, but I think it's common across the world going. We have started focusing on Zephyr. Zephyr? How do you pronounce it properly? Zephyr. So we started focusing on Zephyr, mainly because we like the idea of having some kind of RTOS, free RTOS, having support from the community, being able to upstream and doing quite a collaboration. So everything was good. We were involved. We were upstreaming quite a lot of platforms, especially focusing on Cortex-M platforms, MCX, some of them like we are showing here. Before we didn't have this family, but microcontrollers mainly. So the idea was this, the motivation, and after Corona came. So we started to see that the requirements of customers were a bit different, mainly because there was some kind of supply chain issues that NXP also suffered, and our customers, let's say, suffered with it. So suddenly customers started to look into Zephyr because, there was chip shortages and they were looking for dual sourcing. They were not sure that there was one single chip was the good way to go, because what happens if there is no longer supply? We are a screw, our customers are a screw, and a lot of companies went actually bankrupt because of this. So we, customers started to adapt and request. But why, once we went over, let's say, COVID, pandemic, customers are still looking and even more than before into Zephyr? Any idea why your company may also look into it? No? What we think, one of our ideas is customers, companies want to, reduce research and development investment. They want to make sure that they maximize the resources that they have, and they try to reuse as much as code as possible and be able to scale, let's say, applications across different services. It's a fact that more and more like customers need to deliver products faster to the market. They good quality, of course, but price is becoming very important, especially with more interaction between different markets. So this is what we are seeing. Customers, before it was dual sourcing. Now dual sourcing is still a thing, but they want scalability. So this is why we like to say that we have a scalable portfolio, a big portfolio. We have microcontrollers based on Cortex-M. We also have something that is called RT or crossover, that they are Cortex-M, but with external memory and a bit more, let's say, accelerators. And after we have the MPUs based on Cortex-A. So the idea is we want to try to provide a platform that is able to scale across the different, let's say, edge processing portfolio that we have. This is one of the reasons that SAS, as an XP, want to also propose like Zephyr and promote it. Another aspect that was mentioned before, why we see a lot of customers looking more, especially now, is the CRA. CRA is coming soon, more sooner than later, and there is a bit of concern. It's kind of like, what it kind of says, CRA, is like, you need to be secure. We don't know how, but be secure. And if you are not secure, we will not tell you how, you will be fine. And the fine is around, like, I think, 2.5% of your total revenue or 15 millions. So you better comply. And one of the ideas why a lot of customers suddenly are looking into Zephyr is because, as you mentioned probably before, Zephyr was designed with, let's say, security in mind. There is been some kind of support. There is also been the S1 material, which is going to be required more and more in order to show compliance, and it kind of calms the mind, making sure that, okay, the hardware needs to be secure, but also the platform that runs in the hardware needs to comply. So this is why we think that by investing in software and taking and investing a lot in hardware, we can create a good, let's say, combination. So we make sure that customers are happy with what they create. So how are we developing? Let's say we are focusing on, as I said, the scalability. We had 2 key processing, plus we also have wireless platforms that will be enabled. The idea is we are using for the platforms based on Cortex-M. Mainly we have 2 main platforms, MCX, and also for the MCX and microcontrollers, we are mainly trying to enable with Visual Studio in order to be able to upload, enable the drivers, have some examples, and make it easy for the customers to start using. And also for Cortex-A, for the applications core, we are also providing the drivers and upstreaming more and more the enablement for such devices. In this case, it will also release as a BSP within NXP.com. We have several, let's say, examples within our website that we don't have time to show, where we show different platforms. This MCX N94 is the one that I have been showing before, and also in the example, it was being shown. The idea is we have demos where we show how easy is the portability between different devices, that they are based on different Cortex-M cores, but also we plan to expand in the future more such scalability examples with application cores, with Cortex-A, Cortex-M, to be able to show how, let's say, easy it is to acquire the hardware that it fits to your application and be able to port the software. Let's say different screens, different quality. We are seeing more and more customers that they no longer want only the high end. They also want lower end. But we are also seeing customers that they are like, I like a small MPUs Cortex-A based. Now we can have them for $3, $4. So customers also are no longer using a microcontroller, but they are using more Linux-based Cortex-A. So we want to make sure that the customer chooses the hardware that fits to their requirements and the software that is scalable. So this is some MCU Expresso with Visual Studio. Benefits of open source, I think that it has been shown before. Mainly, you need to reduce investment as a company because you can reuse a lot of collaboration between the community. And of course, we are really trying to ensure that people keep participating in this Zephyr community because, of course, it's a win-win for everyone. So we are happy to be here and attend more and more meetings, trainings, etc., to keep this community alive. So we are, and I am personally inside the company feeling it. From last year to now, we are hearing more and more Zephyr app nodes enablement is something that we are seeing that it's a differentiator that we want to promote. And we are actually trying to double down in investment, resources, presence, to make sure that, we are known in this market that Nordic is there, but we are also there, let's say. And we want to, in the future, if you want to select, let's say, a product, maybe check NXP.com. Let's say here I have some resources. And here I also have some demos. We don't have, I think, I'm keeping it short. We don't have much time, but simply, for example, this is, I will remove the sound, but this is for a Cortex-A in an application core, Zephyr, for our new i.MX93, which mainly has a neural processing unit. We are simulating a bike, a digital cluster with a bike, simple demo, is running like the Zephyr in the Cortex-A. We are using some communication and transmit it through the display with the LVDS panel. Simple, all of these demos will be upstream. We will provide different, let's say, app nodes, quick start guides, etc. There is also some barcode scanner. They are simple, but I think that it can be a good overview of the, let's say, features that can be enabled with Zephyr, and also start all of this will be open source, and it's open source for the MCUs in order to help you get started soon. I wanted to show two more things fast before everyone can go. And sorry, mainly DCTs, the devices that we have, but based on today, let's say, talk, there are two things that I thought that it may be interesting. First of all, for the applications core, for the Cortex-A devices, we are still, we need to have much more enablement, but for the MCUs, we do have quite a lot of resources that have been uploaded into GitHub, into the NXP.com, etc. This is, for example, with the boards that some of you maybe have picked, or if not, if you are interested, let me know and I can ship a board. The idea is we have created different trainings, free access, where you can actually have the installation and the preparation. This is the board. Raspberry Pi compatible also, simple, like a nice interface for a display. It has a neural processing unit integrated, if you would like to do some small face detection, object recognition. And after, we created some lab notes, small, like how to set it up, some key config, debug, device trees, and also we uploaded different examples. This is something that we plan to keep doing, not only for this MCX, but keep doing it for the different devices. We have quite a lot of resources, but internally I even realize a lot of times they are scattered. We have quite a lot of webinars with the Linux Foundation, but the idea is to more and more have a repository having whatever you need, NXP, you can look at it. Another one is the smartwatch here. So in case we have, I don't know what is this. We do have a nice smartwatch demo where we show how to develop a smartwatch with one of our crossovers microcontroller. I'm not sure if it will be useful, but if you are interested, I will be happy to try to connect you with one of the engineers and maybe some of the discussions, or maybe in the future we can provide some support and help if it's interesting, let's say. We have all this hardware to provide. I can try to ship some of them free of cost, and let's try. But all of this is in nxp.com, and mainly I don't want to take much of your time, but I hope that you have a bit of an idea of what we are going, where we are now, and count with us next time, let's say.